It's time for Dodger baseball.
What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Mookie Betts gets his first walk-off hit as a Dodgers on the Dodgers walk-offs or Wednesdays or for walk-offs. And what a game it was. Really a strange game. Mitch White, another solid outing. He was flirting with a no-hitter there. Cody Bellinger makes the throw that leads to the run on the air that has the ball out of play. And then Mookie Betts, he comes up with the bases loaded, and he gets his first walk-off hit as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And if you look at that hit, 74.3 miles per hour off the bat, a 140 expected batting average. But hey, you'll take it any way you can get it. And the Dodgers, they get the dub. They now improve to a season-high 6 games up in the NL West. They improved to 52-29. They're up 10.5 games against the San Francisco Giants, the hated ones from up north. But first thing I want to know from you guys, who is your player of the game? Who's your player of the game? You can go with Mitch White. We'll talk about his outing in just a second. You can go with Cody Bellinger, who gets that big base hit there in the 9th inning, also steals the bag. And we're also talking about Mookie Betts, so getting his first walk-off hit as a Dodger. Can't believe it's been this long, but a great night at Dodger Stadium against this Rockies team. It's really had the Dodgers' number over the last few seasons, so it's nice to see them have some success at home. And then how about this? The Dodgers, they play the Cubs coming up, the lowly Cubs, and you look at that Padres team. So the Dodgers, their next 4 is against the Chicago Cubs at home. If they take care of business, they can gain even more separation against the Padres because the Padres play the Giants for the next 4 games. So the Dodgers could really build some separation, really build a cushion here. But let me know down below in the comment section. First things first, what are your big takeaways? Any big takeaways from tonight? I will read them off on the show. Any hot takes, you will hear the fire. You will get the flames. Also, we're looking for my comment of the night. Got any crazy puns? If you got any jokes, if you got any burns, you're going to hear the finish him. Finish him. But also, let us know down below, who is your player of the game? First things first. Let's go. We got, but a win is a win. That's from Monica Pineda. Yeah, absolutely. You said it best. A win is a win. And this Dodger team, the big storyline tonight was also the fact that the top of the order, they hadn't gotten it done. And Freddie Freeman, he had the base hit earlier in the game. He goes 1 for 4. Trey Turner goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks, was able to reach base twice. Mookie Betts, though, that was his first hit of the game. He goes 1 for 5, has the RBI there, and he's able to score. And we're talking about also Cody Bellinger's base running there in the 7th inning. To me, that is my player of the game because Cody Bellinger, he had been struggling mightily heading into this game last night. He had 3 strikeouts, and he really came up big tonight for Cody Bellinger. I mean, he had 3 hits over his last 8 games coming into tonight, and really the bottom of the order got it done for the Dodgers, 5 through 9. You saw Justin Turner, he goes 2 for 4. Jake Lamb, he goes 0 for 3, had the 1 walk. Definitely was a bad call there late in the game. And Gavin Lux, he goes 2 for 3. We'll talk about his single and a walk. And then Cody Bellinger, he comes up massive. So, yeah, it's nice to see Cody Bellinger have some success, and he has that nose for the big moment, that penchant to really just come up in big spots, and really he gets that adrenaline going, he gets that intensity going, put a nice swing on one. You saw him getting his bat to the baseball, and we're going to break it all down. But for all my belly Evers out there, this is a good night for you. Cody Bellinger, he gets it done for the Dodgers. But here, let's go into this comment section. Who is your player of the game? Because you can't, what gets lost in all this is another solid start for Mitch White. He goes 5 2/3 innings, had 6 punch-outs, had the 1 hit, did have some walks there. We'll talk about those, especially a leadoff walk that led to the run there in the 6th inning. But still, it was a nice outing for Mitch White, who was just strong again. 102 pitches, 63 for strikes. He lowers his ERA to 3.38 on the season. And just look at the hits. Dodgers, they out-hit the Rockies 9-1. And they win by a score of 2-1. Baseball is going to baseball. But here we go. I'm excited to read your comments today. I'm going to go crazy on this one. Love Belly from Cali Cats. Pitching MVP. Great teamwork. Mitch is nails. That's from Justin Tapia. By the way, if you're new to the show, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and definitely smash that like button because I'm the human hype machine. I'm the man of the fan. This is your show. I'm just hosting it. But welcome here. And give me those fire takes. Here we go. Let's go, Dodgers. That's from Laura. You want to hear this? Mitch White is the player of the game. Kept us in the game enough for the offense to wake up. Yeah, absolutely, Juice Narrows. He absolutely did keep the Dodgers in the game. He had some big punch-outs there. He struck out the side in the fifth. And I thought the big strikeout was getting Grichuk looking on the 10th pitch of the at-bat, that nice sinker at the bottom of the zone. And like Dontrell Willis says, like my friend the D-Train says, met him on the Blue Carpet Gala, and he said, live low, live long. So that's the story with Mitch White. And see, a lot of people out there saying, oh, yeah, he's a raw stripling type. I've said that myself in the past, but really it's the walks that is where he gets into trouble. And when he struggles with command, he starts to nibble. But when he's painting the edges, when you see him painting and attacking that zone, getting that four-seam fastball on the black, that's when he's at its best. You saw him get Blackman to strike out on the fastball on the first, and really just clean up those lead. I had the leadoff walk to Crone in the second, but I thought the slider was a big pitch. See him get Montero looking at the slider in the third inning. The high cheese to McMahon, the four-seam fastball, and it looks like a lot of the Dodger pitchers, Julio Urias, now Mitch White, going with that four-seam fastball, the elevated cheese like you see with Tony Gonsolin as well. But definitely another strong outing for Mitch White. And at this point, I think he's underrated. I think that he's underappreciated, and I think that he deserves a little more love out there. Would you guys agree? Because if you do, smash that like button for Mitch White. Mitch White getting it done for the Dodgers. Code Blue player of the game. That's from Boomer Assassin. What a Boomer Assassin. How you doing, my man, over on YouTube? Craig Kimbrell is a nightmare. Edward Sariana. Really? How you going to do Craig Kimbrell like that today? He wasn't Craig Crumble. Craig Kimbrell went out there and he got the job done. A clean inning, and he ends up going a clean inning on 5 pitches. 5 pitches, and he actually gets the dub today for tonight's game. He gets the win in 5 pitches. And I thought that it was an impressive outing, an impressive appearance for Craig Kimbrell, coming off that appearance where it really was a nightmare because he was filthy before getting hit off the back with Cronenworth, because he was filthy in the at-bat to Manny Machado, and you saw the velocity, you saw the breaking ball, and then really not the best play by Gavin Lux, but still that's a play where you give up to Voit. A lot of contact, but still I thought it was a really nice comeback, bounce-back appearance by Craig Kimbrell. And yeah, I mean, if you look at him, 14 saves on the season. He's still 13th in all of Major League Baseball. And let's say, look, he's one strike from 2 outs in the last appearance. If he does what he did tonight, you're talking about 4 straight clean innings from Craig Kimbrell. And I think it's time that maybe the narrative changes on his status with the Dodgers. So, hey, I think you got to just stay the course with Craig Kimbrell, allow him to continue to get comfortable as the Dodgers closer, and it was as tight as it gets, right? A tie game in that situation. He hears the Dodgers Nation out there. He knows you guys are hard on his back, but he went out there and he performed well, and I thought it was an impressive bounce-back appearance. What are your thoughts, though, on Craig Kimbrell? Are you going to slander him? Because you guys a lot of interesting things. But here, yeah, so we got probably the best Kimbrell outing of the season. That's from Kevin Uhas. Yeah, I think what made it so impressive was, look, even during some of his clean innings, you see him getting into deep counts. You see him get into situations where he's 1 strikeout away, and either you'll get a base hit, you'll issue a walk, but not in this one. Craig Kimbrell, he went out there, and I thought he performed very, very well. You saw the four-seam fastball. He wasn't letting it leak into the middle of the zone. You saw and it was really just the force. He was pumping that four-seam fastball. He wasn't trying to establish that breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. And when he's locating that four-seam fastball, he's not missing middle. It's a very effective pitch. You know the extension that he has. The way, yes, he's not the biggest pitcher, but the way he can get close to off the mound with that extension, it's a very difficult pitch to hit when he's locating it. And he got Crone to foul out. You saw he got the third pitch, the strike looking to McMahon to set the tone there and get ahead in the count. That was big for Kimbrell. And then he did miss to McMahon there on the second one. But yeah, soft contact, and that's definitely something that he struggled with this year, is just not missing barrels as much, and kind of the exit velo when they do make contact. But I thought, yeah, it was a very impressive appearance by Craig Kimbrell. But I think the story tonight has to be Mitch White, another just solid outing. It really was reminiscent of last year when he piggybacked off that start and had 7 2/3 scoreless against the Pittsburgh Pirates last season. I thought that we're talking about a possible no-hitter in the works. To me, it felt very Ross Stripling-esque when he had 7 2/3 against the Giants back in 2016, and he left the game with fatigue. But thankfully, we didn't have to go through that, and we're going to get into that inning in just a second. But here we go. More of your takes, but 51-50 Rams dropping 1999 player of the game, Bard, wild pitch. We got a super chat from Rams 5150. I'm going to put that in the pot to pay Trey. Any super chat money you guys give me goes for a couple things. It goes towards beer, carne asada fries, and Trey Turner's contract. Mitch White is really coming around. Diane Schroeder, I have a question for you. Did you get the notification? Because I knew you were upset you didn't get it. I talked to some people. I said, Diane Schroeder, she's like our aunt here at the Dodgers Nation postgame show. Let me know if you got it. But Will Smith is my quarterback. The ball that hit Kimbrell knocked the White Sox out of him. Interesting. I love that take. That is a contender. Alleluia 1. I might just go ahead and give you that as the take of the night. Alleluia 1 says that ball hit Kimbrell. Knocked the White Sox out of him. And if you know what he's talking about, when Kimbrell really struggled after being traded to the White Sox in that setup role, had an ERA close to 5 after having a .49 ERA in over 36 innings pitched with the Cubs last season. So I like that. Jake does stuff. Mookie is back. Yeah, you saw the multi-extra base hit game over the weekend, lacing doubles. Tonight goes 1 for 5. But hey, you got to get your first walk-off out of the way, and he did that just night. And like I said at the beginning of the show, this is a real opportunity, a season-high 6-game lead in the NL West, and the next 4 games for the Dodgers, you got Dodgers versus the lowly Cubs, and then you have the Giants playing the Padres. So let's say the Giants take a couple games and the Dodgers sweep. That's an 8-game lead. Let's say the Giants get completely buried because we know that they are very far from being Giants this season. They are fading fast in the NL West. The man, the myth, the legend, D-Mac. What up, Daniel Lawrence? How you doing tonight? Mr. Cat, we need the little brothers to keep on losing too. Mr. One Cat, how you doing, my man? We got the regulars here partying. We got what up, D-Mac, Will Smith 2.0, go LAD. Hey, like I said, Will Smith and I, D-Mac to go. Thanks, Javier. We got Anthony King. Biggest takeaway, it's great to see the team doing well in spite of the injuries. Mitch White doing his best butane impersonation. Yeah, I think with Mitch White, it's something on a micro level for what I've seen with Tony Gonsolin, where Tony Gonsolin, he struggled with command. He struggled with attacking the zone and just kind of overall mound presence and confidence. But once that light turned on, once it started to click for Tony Gonsolin, you saw he took off. He's most likely going to be the All-Star Game starting pitcher. Maybe the debate is between him and Sandy Alcantara, but still, I think Mitch White is another guy where the confidence is building. And we've seen that's one thing this pitching staff, this pitching development staff with Dr. Pryor, Mr. Pryor, and Connor McGinnis, what they're so great at is building guys' confidence. You heard Evan Phillips talk about it in the pregame show. They make you feel that confidence right there. But here we go. We got, all right, guys, we got Braves Beta just got blocked. He's going to create a new one because he's a little baby, because he's beta. That's what he means. He means Braves beta. We got Mitch White's pitch count was never going to allow him to flirt with the no-no, but this was his best game by far. I think this season there's no question about it for sure. I mean, Mitch White, when you consider that what they've asked of Mitch White, I mean, he's gotten an option so many times this season, and Mitch White is a guy that he completely embraces the role that the Dodgers have for him, and he's willing to come up whenever they need him, do whatever's asked of him, and tonight he goes out there and he performs. But I disagree with the best. The best I saw him was last August against the Pirates, where he goes 7 1/3 innings, didn't allow a run, gave up a couple hits, had the 6 punch-outs. But when we talk about the 6 punch-outs that he had in 5 2/3, yeah, you could definitely make that case. And the most important thing is that he continues to develop. He continues to head into the right direction, but you want to clean up those walks. 6 strikeouts, 4 walks, but he was able to work his way around it. He was in BABIP heaven. A lot of those balls in play they were converted into outs. You saw the nice play that Max Muncy made with a little backhand, made the throw. A really nice defensive play by Max Muncy. But, yeah, definitely is a guy that the Dodgers can use. He's more than serviceable at this point as long as he has the command and he's hitting his spots. And really the key for him is really landing that curveball, that slider, but also just having confidence in that four-seam fastball. Because from a velocity standpoint, you see that 95. You see it has the velo he needs. But Braves, yeah, we blocked his ass. Braves beta again. It's cool, man. You guys know I talked to our administrator, and he taught me how to just block on the spot because that fool is blocked. You blocked. Finish him. Awesome sweep. We got Craig Osterberg in the Heezy. Bellinger had his best game of the season hitting. I mean, Belly's had some big games in the slug department this year, but I think that when you talk about situational hitting, when you talk about the form of hits that he was getting, and really just a clutch base hit there in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Cody Bellinger, he goes up there, and it was a 2-strike count too. He falls down in the count. It's a 1-2 count there. He fouls off that slider, kind of a pitch that really he can't get to. Low in the zone slider, but on the fourth pitch, it was a 98-mile-per-hour sinker low and in. And for him to just hit that ball to center field the way he did, I love the approach there. Wasn't trying to do too much in that situation, and he gets that leadoff single. And then it's that Kobe and Shaq tandem that Lux talked about back in the NLDS last season. Gavin Lux, he comes to the plate. He's behind that count. Sinker low, same spot as Cody Bellinger. He takes that strike looking, and then a very aggressive approach on the 0-1 count. A sinker away, 99 miles per hour fastball, also not trying to do too much. I do have this theory that the team is just either it's intentional or unintentional. They are absorbing, especially the lefty hitters, what Freddie Freeman is doing. When you talk about his approach, always wanting to use all fields, always wanting to go to left field, and I think that Gavin Lux singling to center there really set the Dodgers up very well. And then Will Smith, how about this? Is no one's going to talk about this at bat, and we're gonna get into the comments more, and we'll look earlier in the game too as well. But here we go, Braves Cheddar. Yeah, I like that, Damon Child. Annoying Braves fan. Yeah, I think I blocked him, so here we go. Don't worry, guys. I totally blocked his ass. But swelling, belly starting to hit. Yo, block that beta troll. I did, guys. I did. Dansby as an all-star is a joke. Jose Rod 05. Diane rocks. Yeah, Diane's the best. Yes, Doug, I got the notification. Diane, I'm so happy because that didn't sit well with me. To me, it was topic number one at our production meeting is how do we get Diane Schroeder that notification because she is a loyal Dodgers Nation postgame show day one. But 104-win pace. We really are spoiled. This team has been consistently great. Yeah, absolutely. They absolutely have kind of made their way through all these injuries. And they've mitigated a lot of these circumstances by just going out there and playing great baseball, and you're seeing this team put it together and building a cushion in the NL West, and what that's going to do, it's going to put less pressure and less strain on these arms and on a lot of these players that could lead to injuries down the line. And even if it doesn't lead to injuries, it could lead to fatigue, and they run out of gas like we saw last year in the postseason. But here we go. Bet Dodgers to win by 2. Gritty win for us, though. Ethan, isn't that the worst? That's why you don't bet on sports. Do you, man? It's all fun, but it's now a bittersweet feeling for you because you got the win, but not the win that you needed. The Dodgers had no business being on in this situation late in the game with the Rockies only having one lousy hit the entire game. Sports Cards report, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be Dougie Downer either, but yeah, I mean, but look, you have to find a way to win baseball games, and that's why baseball, it's more unique than any sport in the world when it comes to just the variance and all the variables at play and just things that just, let's just be honest, don't make sense, okay? They don't make sense, and you talk about Mookie Betts up there with the bases loaded, hitting rocket shots all season long, and he gets a single with an exit velo of 74.3 miles per hour. The pitch was 99.2 miles per hour in a 140 expected batting average off Daniel Bard, and that will be the ball. I hope they did the can I keep the ball thing, right, for Mookie Betts, because he's living his Betts life with the Dodgers. I like the secret handshake he had with Kirsten Watson. I'm going to be at the game. I'm going to be in the clubhouse tomorrow. I'm going to ask Mookie if I can get a secret handshake. The answer is probably going to be no. Maybe I'll just get a pound. He's pitching, looking good. D-Mac, can I get a shout-out? I'm a new subscriber. Isaac Alvarez, absolutely, man. Shout-out to you and any new subscriber. It's the fastest-growing Dodgers YouTube channel in the game. #1 Dodgers fan YouTube channel. We're more than double the #2 people, so good shout out to you guys. And a lot of that's thanks to you guys. So #1 Dodgers YouTube channel, and is because of you out there. Hey, D-Mac, have you recovered from 4th of July? I had some beers. I got pretty turned to celebrating America, and I'm almost there. A couple waters away, a couple Advils and away. Kimbrell actually did nice today. Love a good walk-off. Let's go Dodgers. Yeah, absolutely. Dylan Hare, how you doing, my man? Kimbrell actually, we got Bellinger as the MVP of the game, scoring both runs tonight. That's from Kevin. Yeah, and I think that one of the interesting connections there was Mookie Betts' involvement with Belly, because we're going to jump into that inning earlier in the game where the Dodgers were able to tie it. And if you look at that 7th inning there, where we'll stop. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So Justin Turner, he reached on an infield single to first. By the way, JT, we can stop throwing dirt on his grave. We can stop the JT slander, because reports of his demise are just untrue. He's still got it. He's still putting his bat on the baseball. You saw the little adjustment he made with his left kick, with his left leg, a little shorter kick, and kind of got that hip movement. So making some mechanical adjustments, and they're paying off for JT. Then Jake Lamb, he grounded into a double play. Then Bellinger, a 2-out hit with 2 strikes, a single to deep right. So another great piece of hitting. They threw him 3 straight changeups. He fouls the first one off away. Then he fouls the second one off low and away. And then he misses with that changeup down in the zone in, and he laces it for a single right there with 2 strikes and 2 outs. And then Austin Barnes, by the way, that's the last guy I would want to hit if I was Austin Barnes. Bird, UCLA product, he hits Austin Barnes right there on the 2-1 count. And like I said, Austin Barnes, that's the last guy you want to see in a dark alley. Those crazy eyes alone will put you on the IL. And that gives the Dodgers runners on first and second. And then before that, Gavin Lux, he singled to right center. So that's really the story of this game. Bellinger single, Lux single. Like we saw in the 7th inning, that led to a run. And then in the 9th inning as well, Bellinger single, Lux single. But in this case, Barnes is the guy. He reaches after that hit by a pitch. And then with the bases loaded, Bellinger, he scored on that Bird wild pitch. So Bird was not the word tonight for the Rockies. And shout out to Mookie Betts. You saw him with the communication with Cody Bellinger, but Bellinger is a very instinctive base runner. Nice job reading that. Nice job taking advantage of that opportunity and getting under the tag. And yeah, Austin and Bird, yeah, shout out to Bird, because yeah, really got things going for this Dodgers offense that was sleeping pretty much all night and wasn't able to get very much going. So that really help things out, because the Dodgers, they had been struggling so mightily all season. And you had Urania for the Rockies. And by the way, that's the same pitcher who was the pitcher for the Marlins when Bellinger got his cycle against them in 2017. But even before that inning, we've got to talk about that, because Cody Bellinger, he was able to single. He was able to score that run to tie things. And in the 6th inning, it was because of Cody Bellinger why the Rockies were able to get their first run of the night. So McMahon, he grounded to first, and then Crone, Blackman, he lined to center for the first out, and then Mitch White, he loses Bryant, a 2-2 count. And then he fouls one off, he fouls another one off, and then he misses inside with the sinker for ball 3, and then he misses low and away for ball 4. So he walks Bryant, and then Rogers, he kind of just, not even a terrible pitch, really just a slider there, and he singles, and Cody Bellinger, he misses the throw to third, and they rule it was out of play, so they give them the run, and that made it 1-0 Colorado. They get 1 run on 1 hit in the air, so an unearned run for Mitch White. But Cody Bellinger, he more than made up for it, wouldn't you say? Belly had a big night, and this is a great night to boost his confidence, coming back, getting those singles with 2 strikes, with 2 outs, the instinctive base running, and then Mookie Betts getting his first walk-off hit as a Dodger, a 1-0 count, a sinker right in the middle of the plate, little chopper right there, and Belly's able to score, and the Dodgers, they get the win. And like I said, they improved their record of 52-29 on the season. But let's jump back into this comment section, guys, because it's nice to beat this Colorado team, and I'm sick and tired of this Rockies team, the annoying Rockies team that's really kind of been a thorn in the Dodgers side for pretty much a couple years now. But here we go. We got Braves, but let me keep blocking. Just block him yourself. Yeah, keep blocking him. So here we go. What took the show so long to start? Yeah, there's some interesting issues. Shout out to Mookie and Bellinger. Please block that. I think I blocked him. Let's see. Here we go. Let me see. Will Doc ever win a challenge? Yeah, Joe Durango. Basically how it works with the Dodgers, if they have a 50-50 shot, they're going to challenge everything. But I thought the Justin Turner play earlier, I've watched it 3 or 4 times. Did you guys think Justin Turner was safe on that play where he gets thrown out? I thought that he was definitely did a nice job breakdancing there. But here we go. What do you think of the new batting arrangement at the top, D-Mac, Ethan, NGO? I actually really like it. To me, I've said that this year, the Dodgers 1, 2, 3, it's almost like a cupcake. You like the top of the cupcake, right? Because it has all the icing, has the sugar. That's my favorite part. I just bite the top of a cupcake and I throw the rest away. And that's the best part of it, right? But now, what you have is Gavin Lux at the bottom of the order. He's the catalyst. He's another burner. He's another guy that's a speedster that can get on base. And what you got now is you have 3 fast guys at the 9, 1, and 2 spots. 3 guys that can score runs, they can put the bat on the ball, they can wreak havoc on the base pass, and that's what you have with Lux, Mookie, and Trey Turner. And also with Freddie Freeman slugging picking up, I just don't want to see Trey Turner batting behind Freddie Freeman. So they've had a lot of success. It's a very early sample size, and they're not completely married to this arrangement, but really what it was intended to do was to try to supplement some of the lack of production in the 4, 5, and 6 spots with Justin Turner and Max Muncy struggling mightily this season, because I think things can change with that order, because if you look at Mookie Betts, he's hitting lefties again this season, and Trey Turner has those reverse splits. So this team, they like to stagger the righties and lefties to try to get the platoon advantage, but it still makes sense to have Mookie and Trey going leadoff, and then the number 2 hole with Freddie Freeman right behind him in that situation. You don't want to see Will Smith too low in the batting order, and then if Max Muncy can figure it out, I think Will Smith at the 3 hole and Max Muncy at the cleanup spot is definitely a solid option. But hey, let's see how much success they can have with it, and let's see how many runs they score, because tonight, not a lot of runs, but they were still able to get it done. But I like it. What are you guys' thoughts on that, though? What are your thoughts on the new lineup? But will Duffy pitch this season, D-Mac? Yes, that he is going to pitch this season. Everything I've heard. I blocked him a bunch of times. You have to hit up YouTube. But got the back leg. I think he got the back leg. So that's for. Do you think he was out? Justin Turner, he danced. He definitely did. Yankees looking possible to beat. Yeah, but this is the thing. The Yankees feels like they're peaking now. And the Bronx Bombers, they've had a great season so far. They're still probably going to be buyers at the deadline, so we'll see. And that's another thing you want to consider, too, for the Dodgers when you have these Luis Castillos out there. And I think that what the Yankees need is they need a left fielder. They need an outfielder at this point. So would you see Benintendi doing damage on that short porch? Really, he's gotten back to his contact hitting ways and kind of ditched the launch angle thing that he was attempting when he has down years. But yeah, I think Yankees are good. And also the Houston Astros. That was my World Series pick. I'll ask you guys again, what was your World Series pick? I had the Dodgers versus the Houston Astros in the World Series. And the Astros, they have the easiest schedule for the rest of the way. So I don't know how big of a strength of schedule guy you are. I think baseball is going to baseball no matter what. But when you consider how many bad teams there are in Major League Baseball at the moment, I think that the Astros are going to get a lot of dubs, and I think there's a possibility they could catch the Yankees before the season ends. I believe that, what are they, around 5-6 games behind them as we speak. Kimbrell getting a hit by the ball made him better. Yeah, I think that really just kind of knocked some sense into him. Like I said, it brought his command issues in check. And I think that, sometimes you just need that. You got to get knocked right into place. But I want Trinan back, Blake Trinan, he's on his way back. I love the new line. That's from Diane Schroeder. Shohei to the Lakers. That's from Cameron's Online. That's a nominee for – I'm going to nominate that for Tweet of the Night, for Response of the Night. Congrats on the – hey, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That's appreciated. Cameron's Online. We got Yankees overrated. Astros always knock them out in October from BC. Yeah, who are your World Series pick? KD to the Yankees. Okay. We should get Brian Reynolds. You see my video today? I mentioned Brian Reynolds. He's having a little bit of a down year. Has a couple arbitration years left. So really, he's had one All-Star season. But he is a very talented hitter. There's no question about it. And I think with Cody Bellinger turning it around in center field, at least for the night, you hope that he can put together a more consistent season. I think that maybe Cody Bellinger is almost like a modern-day Mike Cameron or someone like that, a guy you can rely on with defense, but you're probably going to be like a 240, 220 hitter, but you could hit around 25 to 30 jacks in a season. And when you consider what he does defensively for this team, I think that Cody Bellinger is this organization really likes him, okay? And I know that sounds kind of stupid, like, oh, really likes him, but no, there's something about this organization drafting and developing him turning into the Rookie of the Year, the MVP. You see Corey Seager get away. They just don't want to cut their ties with all these guys. And I'm telling you, from a locker room chemistry standpoint, I've been in that clubhouse, and there's no one that's more beloved than Cody Bellinger. I'm telling you, he's right at the top. He keeps guys loose. Everybody in that clubhouse absolutely adores Cody Bellinger because he does keep things loose. You see him just kind of yelling and just saying random stuff. He just makes guys laugh. So I definitely think that's something that would not sit well with this team, too, if they were just to trade him. Or what about Lorenzo Cain? I'm going to actually do a video on Lorenzo Cain coming up later this week, Sports Cards Reports. I don't want to burn too much, but look, Lorenzo Cain's played a lot of baseball. He's a guy that, 3 for 4 for Belly, 2 runs, a stolen base. Let's not forget about that stolen base either. So can I have a shout out because I am an existing subscriber and I love your channel? Shia, there you go. There's your shout out, and I appreciate all you guys for supporting the channel because, look, it's kind of like our channel, man. I'm the man of the fan, but it's for you guys to get your takes off because your takes are fire. Would like to see a legit rematch versus the Astros. Dylan, I would too. I just think it would be almost therapeutic for Dodger fans, but on the flip side, the risk and reward there would be pretty intense because I don't think I could stomach another loss to them, and especially them considering it fair and square. But also you have the other angle, too, where there is no Carlos Correa, there is no George Springer. That team is very different, but you still have Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve and Verlander's back. So there are some of those same guys there. So it would just be great for baseball, too. Tom Brady wants to win a World Series with the Dodgers Sports Cards Reports. You guys are naming all these. Who do you think is the best? Yeah, Tom Brady. I mean, he's a guy that was drafted, and Belly Bong. I like that. Eric, I always say that Cody Bellinger doesn't play baseball. He plays baked ball. So I like that, Belly Bong. Craig with the elite outing today. You guys showing Craig Kimbrell some love. And look, that's what it's all about, guys. You're not married to your takes. Your takes can change based on new developments, based on new information, based on performances. And tonight, it was definitely an impressive showing from Craig Kimbrell. Not just that it was a quick, efficient inning where on 5 pitches, but also coming off that appearance where he got nailed and drilled in the back with a 100-mile-per-hour exit velocity Cronenworth line drive. But Cody's swing looked different today, not too wild. Yeah, it definitely was a little more under control. Definitely was a little less boomer bust, it wasn't as big, and to me it almost felt similar to the swing we saw when you had from a stance standpoint it's pretty much the same, but I think from an approach standpoint it did feel closer to the swing that we saw him have success with in the 2021 postseason. I think that, to me, if he wants to give himself the best opportunity to make contact and put the ball in play, keep those hands lower. You don't want to see the parallel bat thing. To me, it's the thing sometimes it feels like he's just a big flagpole out there with the bat, or a giraffe with the bat. And you want to kind of, look, man, they tell you not to bend the knee, but I think he needs to bend the knees, if you know what I'm saying, and kind of just get a little more rhythm at the plate. But vote Ty France for president. I don't even know what that even means. Ray Barsimeon, imagine if Clayton Kershaw ended his career winning Game 7 against the Astros in the Fall Classic and winning MVP too. What an ending that would be to a most epic career. Ray Barsimeon, wow, just kind of gave me goosebumps. Brady can win us a World Series. Dodgers over Braves in 6. Yuli Gurriel too. Yeah, can't forget about that. Gary A. What up, Gary A.? Imagine the Astros legit beating the Dodgers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The risk and reward would definitely be there. D-Mac, sir, what's up? What up, Trey Slam? How you feeling about your boy Ray Glam? I thought he had some good at-bats today, did draw the walk. I think he got squeezed on that one. Dookie Butts, MVP 2022. How you gonna call him Dookie Butts and then say he's the MVP of the team? That's a little cold right there. Will Smith, MVP. Bro, Belly will go like 3 for 21, then get a 3-hit day with a steal. Face Lord, that to me is the most frustrating thing when it comes to Cody Bellinger. To me, it's almost like the Al Pacino. Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in, and that's what Cody Bellinger does, right? He'll get a key base hit, a clutch base hit. He'll steal a base. He'll do something defensively where you're saying, I can't give up on this guy. I can't quit on this guy. So, yeah, he does a lot of things for this team. But you got to love the low-key striker. Gavin Lux always quietly clutching games for us. Yeah, Alex, I mean, the first walk-off of the year was Gavin Lux, where he laced that double on a play where he had the error that led to the run for the Phillies, and it was similar today. It really had the parallels, was reminiscent of the same play with Cody Bellinger tonight. Cody Bellinger, he makes the error in the sixth that leads to the Rockies run, but he more than makes up for it by getting on base, stealing base, getting that single, and then scoring both of those runs tonight for the Dodgers. So, yeah, a little redemption for Belly, just like we saw Gavin Lux get that redemption against the Phillies. But Trey Thompson would World Series MVP. You heard it here, Trey Slam. Look, I think we need to have a 30 for 30. Like, if that happens with Klay Thompson coming back and winning the NBA Finals, and if Trey Thompson can make an impact for this Dodgers team, have an impact in the World Series, like you're saying, you need to have a 30 for 30, like Thompson tough or something like that. But yeah, here we go. Gavin Lux, 2022 World Series MVP. Evan Phillips burner account. We got Moose 1032. It's a proven fact when Belly bends his knees, he hits better. Yeah, also widens that stance. Dookie bets every single Brave. D-Max, sir, when I play for the Dodgers someday, I will remember you. Thanks, Trey Slam. Hey, you're going to give me those exclusive interviews. You're going to give me all the inside information, the trade stuff. So, hey, man, I'm going to keep that connection strong. I can't wait. I'm excited for your future Hall of Fame career. Is Cody bored with baseball? Rod McPherson. I don't think it's that. Look, hitting a baseball is one of the most difficult things you can do in all of professional sports. So, it's tough. I mean, you see guys fall into slumps, and Cody Bellinger's a guy that you see the way they attack him. High fastballs, up and in, breaking balls low and away. He has to stay disciplined and get to pitches that he can drive. And tonight, that's why I was so thrilled to see the pitch that he hit. It was a 98-mile-per-hour sinker, low and in. So anytime he's starting to hit high velocity, that's when you know he's starting to lock in. So I'm very encouraged by his impressive night, especially when you consider the fact that he had a double play earlier in the game. He had the 3 strikeouts last night, which was a very rough night for Cody Bellinger. And just in general, he had been struggling. He had been struggling pretty much all for a couple weeks now. And yeah, I think I mean, just 3 hits over his last 8 games. So for him to get it done tonight for the Dodgers definitely is big. But Lux has definitely stepped up. Great to see. Carnivorous lunar activity. Absolutely. Gavin Lux. Look, there is no Gavin sucks or Gavin bust. I mean, Gavin Lux, I mean, take that. You guys need to take that flux capacitor, get in the DeLorean, go back in time, and apologize to Lux if you ever called him a bust, because you're saying he's a legitimate big leaguer. He's not going anywhere. They're not going to be trading him. He is definitely a guy they have in the fold as a possible contingency plan if Trey Turner slides into a new contract with another team. So, yeah, definitely he's a guy that now he has some experience in the outfield, and he's only going to get better with more reps. But he's a very clutch hitter at the plate. But we got Ryan O'Reilly. We got Face Lord Bro. Muncie defense being pretty nice of late. Yeah, Face Lord. That's a great point, too. That has not gone unnoticed. Made some nice picks at third base, nice throws, nice turning of double plays. And tonight, really a great play on a play that could have been a hit. At the time, it preserves the infield's the no hitter for Mitch White. So absolutely agree with that 100%. He has looked nice defensively. Even and I think that after he booted that one against the Nationals, I mean, that led to against the Phillies, that led to that walk-off hit. I think that he kind of made a point to say, hey, I'm gonna make sure that never happens again. You see, he's very focused. DFA Hello Kitty, that might be a contender for comment of the night too. Diane, and Lux is only 24 years old. Yeah, absolutely. He's under team control for an eternity, and when you can hit on those players, that is the kind that you want to have, because those players, they are very cost effective and they're very affordable because you have them on those rookie deals and then you have them on the arbitration years. And yes, it does go up, but that is kind of the name of the game. You see the teams that have a lot of success are teams that hit big on this homegrown talent, and Gavin Lux is another example of that. Just look at the San Diego Padres. How much homegrown talent do they have? Exactly. They don't have very much at all, and it's tough to sustain a winner without it. But, dear Gavin, I apologize. Chris Bryant is a fraud. Cyclops. By the way, I was on Twitter last year, and I tweeted out that the Giants were going to get tricked into signing Chris Bryant for an extension. I had Dodger fans, oh, Chris Bryant, that'd be a great signing, man. We should have him on the Dodgers. I think we should sign Chris Bryant. I said, hey, I'm telling you, He's got that free agent magic, and we know what that means, and we know that guys want to produce in their free agent, their walk platform seasons to try to get the bag, as the kids say. And then, look, he just hasn't figured it out. But, first home run just a couple days ago, man, that's insane. Justin Turner is also on fire, and I'm loving that. That's from Face Lord. Yeah, Justin Turner, he's going to go. I mean, the funny thing is, look, I mean, it hasn't been this bad with Justin Turner as far as how he's looked to start this season. But he's always the guy that started to produce as the season went along. And that's what we're talking about, the slugging. And to see him really turn around, it's going to do wonders for the middle of that lineup. And he's a guy that brings a different element too, where he's not going up there and just trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's trying to get the ball, he's trying to pull the ball for singles to left field, trying to go the other way. You saw him have the opposite field home run against the Padres on that cutter. So he's starting to hit the ball for power to all fields. That's going to change the game for this team. And if you look at Justin Turner in his last 15 games for Justin Turner, he's 21 for his last 52, slashing 404, 443, and slugging 635 with 3 home runs, 10 RBIs in that stretch, 9 strikeouts to 6 walks. So he even has a stolen base. So how about that? So JT has definitely turned it on. Max Muncy has looked better at the plate. You're seeing him be more aggressive early on in the count. You can tell that he still wants to get those walks. He's still Max Muncy, spelled Munsee, but he's also looking for pitches that he can drive early in counts, and I think that's going to make him even a better threat and kind of just clear his mind a little bit where he's not deep into so many counts. Where, look, I mean, he's been missing pitches this season. If you look at him swinging inside the zone, he's a guy that just really at a 10% clip less was swinging at pitches in the zone. So, I mean, that I think is going to be a difference for Max Muncy as well. So, I mean, if they can get Max Muncy and Justin Turner consistently going, you know that Mookie Betts and Trey Turner and Freddie Freeman, they're guaranteed to produce. You know the same thing about Will Smith. He's a guy that really is hitting the prime of his career. So, if those guys can produce consistently, it's going to change everything, because Chris Taylor, he was still an above average offensive player, but worst strikeout rate in the league. He's a guy that had been struggling. So, yeah, to get those guys back and going again, it's really going to do wonders for this Dodgers offense. And I do think just the aggressive approach by Max Muncy has really helped him turn things around. But back to this comment section, here we go. But there we go. We got Dodgers offense improves if they just swing at strikes. Absolutely. And that's the thing, too. It kind of works to their advantage, but also it can be a disadvantage at times when you have the umpire having, these strike zones that are wider than the Grand Canyon. They have this plate that has wheels on it because they're not expanding the strike zone. So sometimes their plate discipline can work against them. But in this one, D-Mac, at D-Mac, which star? Don't know what that means. Face Lord, I know JT powered down, but he's been hitting more bombs of late and getting a lot of home runs. Absolutely. AC D-Mac, do you think Correa will be a Dodger? AC, my personal opinion, even if he was never a Houston Astro, I still don't think the Dodgers would sign him. I do think he ends up with the Chicago Cubs. The rumor is there's definitely some smoke. There's definitely some fire between him and the Chicago Cubs. They lost Javier Baez. They're a team that they could use a star in Chicago. And to me, there are some durability concerns with Carlos Correa long term. He is a guy that his best individual regular season was still the season where his team was caught cheating, banging trash cans. He's a guy that has an 849 OPS in the postseason. We know that. He also brings that intangible quality that is passion, fire. But I think that actually is an overrated aspect when it comes to baseball. I really do. It's a concentration game. It's not football. And I just don't think it's going to happen. D-Mac, can I get a shout out? My mom. Hey, shout out to your mom, man. I'll tell her that Brooke said hi. Doug, you're the GOAT. What up, Multi-Doggy13? Right back at you, my man. Dodgers signed Golden Freddie in free agency. I apologize to G Lux. Hey, this is not becoming this apology letter to Gavin Lux, okay? He's fine. Talk to Gavin Lux, man. He's got some that mental toughness. He's got that dog in him. If you see the X-ray, you see the dog in Gavin Lux. He definitely has that X-dog in spades. Gary A. just signed Trey, so we don't have to think about it. Gary A., we are on the same page. Find the highest mountaintop and scream it as loud as you possibly can. I want them to pay Trey. Seeing things turn around, D-Mac, which starting pitcher do you see the Dodgers trading for. Yasier Valdivia. Thanks, Face Lord. You're the go right back, my man. Can you do a collab with Fuzzy on YouTube? It's interesting because Fuzzy actually hit me up, Scott Strong. So maybe I'll ask him if he wants to do a little collab. We'll definitely make that happen if you want. You guys, we will do that. We'll make that happen. He's a Guardians fan. I almost said Indians. I don't want to get canceled. Sonny Gray might be an option. Well, look, this is the thing. First of all, where are these MRI scans of Frankie Montas saying? Because he is going to miss a start with that shoulder inflammation, but he's a guy that really was going to set the trade market along with Luis Castillo. And we know that the St. Louis Cardinals were a team that they need a frontline starter, and they're a team that could use a guy like Frankie Montas, and that's a nice trade partner for St. Louis. The Oakland A's out of the division, but if Frankie Montas has to miss significant time and teams are leery of trying to make a trade with the Oakland A's for Montas, well, that changes everything because really, some teams might even value Castillo higher than Montas as we speak, but if you're the St. Louis Cardinals, a team that most definitely has to add a frontline starter, especially when you look at the injuries to Flaherty and just not having that guy on that roster right now that can get it done in that rotation, well, the Reds really want to make a move with the St. Louis Cardinals, right? A team in the division. So what does that mean? Because really the white whale isn't out there. It just isn't out there like Max Scherzer was last season, but I do think this team would benefit from a starting pitcher. I do think if Blake Trinan can come back with the revelations of Yency, Almonte, Dr. Filth in Evan Phillips. They have some guys that they've discovered this season that can really get it done. I'd be fine to see Evan Phillips get some saves too. And then I think Craig Kimbrell, if you look at, I've kind of beating this to a dead horse, that the campaign for DMac_Fuzzy has started. It can happen, man. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. For sure, though. If Montas hurting Castillo is going to be expensive, exactly. Yeah, man, yeah. I'm dropping more videos on pitcher stuff, too, but we already have our starting pitcher. We do. Mark Pryor is a god, Nicholas. Yeah, I think Dustin May will be back soon. Ray Bar-Simeon. Trinan is throwing again. That's a great sign. Moose 1032. Pay trade to stay okay. Carry. Dr. Phil. Yeah, Dylan. Dodgers need a frontline starting pitcher. Nice power hit by Betts. Yeah, he smoked that one off the bat. Belly at 260, 25 home runs, 80 RBI for the next 10 years. That'd be fine. Don't forget Dustin May Day. Yeah, Dustin Mania is going to be back. And I think that you will see a situation like we saw in 2020 when he was starting games but only asked to go 2 to 3 innings. You might see him piggyback starts with guys up and down this starting rotation. Like we saw Tyler Anderson early on, him piggyback starts. We saw that with Tony Gonsolin, maybe even Clayton Kershaw if he has any injury issues. I mean, you want to see him go as deep into games as you possibly can, but Dustin May is absolutely going to be a weapon for this team. He's absolutely, like I said a long time ago, that he's the big X factor. He's the big what if, because if he comes back strong, teams won't even be ready for that. So I absolutely agree with that, but I also know that they're not going to expect him to say, oh, he's back, let's have him go 6-7 innings. I mean, they're not going to do that to a guy coming off Tommy John surgery as young as he is. And then when you also consider the fact that Tony Gonsolin, the most innings he's ever pitched in a season, postseason and regular season combined, was less than 60 innings. It was like 59 innings pitched. And that was last season. So when you consider the fact he's already above 80 innings pitched, every time he steps out onto that mound, he's setting a new career high when it comes to innings pitched. So you have to monitor that closely as well. But Doug, you see May as a reliever this season as opposed to a starter, Moose 1032. I see them trying to get multiple innings out of Dustin May, whether that's him piggybacking off a starter or starting a game himself. I just think that, look, I mean, the average, I looked it up today. I think the average innings pitched per team was like 5 2/3 innings for their starters. So starters just aren't going deep into games in general these days because it's about managing them and maintaining them. You're not seeing these 300 innings. The Sandy Koufax era is over. So look, I mean, if he can go get you 4 shutout innings, that's great, but also we've also seen this team use a Julio Urias out of the bullpen in situations. So if he's hot and he's comfortable coming out of the pen, I don't see why not. I mean, I like to keep teams guessing, and I mean, what did I say months ago? I said Dustin May is going to get the save for the Dodgers in the World Series clinching game. So I'm still going to hold on to that. But D-Mac, sir, do you see the Dodgers pursuing DeGrom this offseason, Trey Slam season 2022? Personally, Minions was actually a really good movie. Yeah, look, I wasn't that into the Minions, but Brooks so into them that the Minions really grew on me if you know what I'm saying. Okay, that was despicable me. I still like Kim giving the potential. What's more likely, Soto or Shohei? That's from Nicholas Ramos. That's a good one too. D-Mac, do you plan on watching the new Minions movie? I think I might. I think both are somewhat of a long shot, but I mean, you don't want to have 40% of your luxury tax a penalty tied up to 2-3 players. So I mean, Shohei, let's say he wanted to leave the Angels and he wanted. I mean, look, if the DH was in the National League already, I'm pretty sure he would already be a Dodger. But since he wanted to bat and he wanted to pitch, the Angels made sense. So let's say he loves LA, but he also hates losing. LA would be a natural fit. So to me, I think you also consider the Dodgers' history with international players, especially pitchers in Japan. How about Hideo Nomo, one of my favorite pitchers growing up? So I think when you consider that, I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani. I just feel like Juan Soto is going to end up with the Yankees. I get this sneaky suspicion that he ends up with the Yankees. You have that new ownership group in Washington that's really trying to figure out how much to offer him, because look, it's going to be a contract, $430 million to $500 million. You're going to see a Trout-like deal for Soto, but I just don't know if it's going to be with the Dodgers. Would Dodger fans accept Shohei? Why not? I mean, what's up, D-Mac? What up, Richard Reuter? But yep, guys, a great win for the Dodgers, man. 50 minutes here. We kind of went long because you guys. We talked about all kinds of stuff. But thanks, as always, guys. We're going to be back with you on Friday. I'll be at the game tomorrow, so you can follow me on Twitter at DMAC_LA or Instagram at DMAC_LA. Going to give you guys an inside look at Dodger Stadium from the media's perspective, get some clubhouse shots, some post-game stuff, some on-field stuff. So be sure to follow me and the Dodgers Nation TikTok. By the way, if you're not following the TikTok, we be posting on the TikTok. I'm gonna go do all the home run celebrations there. I'm gonna do the pound. We'll do they'll do all that. But thanks, D-Mac. Have fun tomorrow. Thanks, Dylan. Cat Scratch Forever. Thanks, Jay Silva. Socks with sandals. Me, not a fan. Like Smash. Thanks, Carnivorous Lunar Activity. You guys have a great night. Thanks, D-Mac. Thank you very much, Diane Schroeder. As always, rocking with us till the very end here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show, where the Dodgers get the walk-off dub over the Rockies. Mookie Betts gets his first walk-off hit. Wednesdays are for walk-offs, and the Dodgers get it done. And they now have their largest lead of the season in the NL West, 6 games up on the Padres. But peace, D-Mac. Have a good night. What up, homies? But good night, DM. But bye, guys. See you guys next time. Hey, remember, nothing brings us together one way or the other like Dodger baseball. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger